One of the most beautiful women on the planet, the 14th world champion Alexandra Kosteniuk, possessing the greatest chess mind, with the modest size of a beautiful skull, fell in love with all egg-headed men who know at least a little about chess. Bravo Sasha. d2 d4. f7 f5. Knight b1 c3. Knight g8 f6. Bishop c1 g5. d7 d5. Bishop g5 captures f6. e7 takes on f6. e2 e3. c7 c6. Bishop f1 d3. Queen d8 b6. Rook a1 b1. a8 0. Dutch defense, unusual white second moves. Bishop c8 e6. Queen d1 f3. g7 g6. g2 g4. Knight b8 d7. g4 takes on f5. Bishop e6 f7. f5 captures g6. Sasha refuses the infantryman. h7 captures g6. Knight g1 e2. Castling queenside. h2 h4. Bishop f8 d6. a2 a3. Rook d8 e8. b2 b4. f6 f5. h4 h5. Queen b6 d8. King e1 d2. Queen d8 f6. h5 captures g6. Bishop f7 captures g6. Knight e2 f4. Bishop g6 f7. Rook h1 captures h8. Rook e8 captures h8. Rook b1 h1. Rook h8 captures h1. Queen f3 captures h1. Bishop d6 takes on f4. e3 captures f4. Queen f6 captures d4. Knight c3 e2. Queen d4 f6. Queen h1 h7. Bishop f7 e6. Queen h7 h5. Knight d7 b6. Queen h5 e8. King c8 c7. Knight e2 g3. Knight b6 c4. Bishop d3 captures c4. d5 takes on c4. Knight g3 e2. Bishop e6 d7. No sacrifices found. Beauty equals 2.2. Queen e8 e5. Queen f6 d6. Knight e2 d4. b7 b6. King d2 e3. c6 c5. b4 captures c5. b6 captures c5. Knight d4 f3. Bishop d7 a4. c2 c3. King c7 c6. Queen e5 captures f5. Queen d6 d1. Knight f3 e5. King c6 b6. Knight e5 captures c4. King b6 b5. Queen f5 d3. Queen d1 e1. Magnificent Alexandra began the hunt for the white monarch. King e3 f3. Queen e1 h1. King f3 g3. Queen h1 g1. King g3 h3. Queen g1 h1. King h3 g4. Bishop a4 d1. King g4 g5. Queen h1 h5. King g5 f6. Queen h5 h8. King f6 e7. Queen h8 g7. King e7 d6. Queen g7 f6. King d6 d7. Queen f6 f7. King d7 c8. Bishop d1 g4. King c8 b8. Queen f7 captures c4. White cavalry destroyed. Queen d3 b1. King b5 a5. Queen b1 g6. Queen c4 b5. Having safely hidden her king, Alexandra continues her frantic pursuit of the Black King. King b8 captures a7. Queen b5 d7. King a7 b8. Queen d7 d8. King b8 a7. Queen d8 c7. King a7 a8. Bishop g4 f3. Bibisara admitted defeat. Even after closing and surrendering the queen, checkmate is still inevitable.